I'm a registered nurse, ended up working in hospital for many years, part-time, in and amongst having my children and my family, and retrained in counselling and psychology, and went basically to work in mental health. The primary principles that I stand on is to have no vaccine mandates and no vaccine passports, and people to get their jobs back. I started this process when they did the call out for representatives, for candidates, when I was in my last role, and I didn't know whether my position was going to be mandated or not. But I still felt very strongly that there should not be people that were mandating a medical treatment, and people losing their job over it. I feel extremely strongly about that. The day that I found out I was shortlisted from the final 3 out of 15 was the day that I found out my position was mandated. The most important thing is to be getting business back on track. I'm of the view that if we have a healthy, strong economy, then that flows down to regional areas. And there's a lot of policies that the UAP will be revealing that will show that we have a plan, a strong plan for the economy to bring it back after 2 years of lockdowns and businesses closing down. We can do better with our social justice issues. And if we're a strong, economically viable region, then we're going to be able to do that more. When people are not worried about their survival needs, they start looking at the environment around them. They start looking at how they can improve other things. They start looking for ways to help their neighbours and their community. We have a really big, vulnerable population here on the coast. And I was intimately involved, and still am, with the NDIS scheme and people getting NDIS packages in my previous job. And I think that, I've heard some of the most amazing stories from actual clients and families that said NDIS has changed their life. And I definitely think that we need to look after our vulnerable populations, including pensioners. And actually, on the UAP website, we do have a policy of increasing the pension by $150 a week. I'm a registered counsellor with Australian Counselling Association, and I'm also hoping to be able to advocate for them and for other counsellors in our industry to be able to be more part of our mental health early intervention treatment on the ground. So that's something that I feel really strongly about as well.
What are your thoughts on PEP 11? Do you think it'll go ahead?
I'm currently researching that. As you know, I'm only just been endorsed as a candidate, so I'm not going to say either way. I have, read some things about that literally this morning about how Minister Pitt is been elevated to the cabinet and that he might have more say in making PEP go ahead, whereas on Lucy Wicks's Facebook page, they're all like, yay, we beat it. It doesn't really look like it's a done deal to me. Whether or not it should be a done deal, I'm not going to weigh in on that at the moment, but it doesn't look like a done deal, and many people on the coast are actually concerned about that.
I know you've only been announced quite recently, so you might not have the answer to this, but have you made any sort of decision or thoughts on where you'll be directing your preferences?
We would want people to put the major parties last. So that's our recommendation, just from a higher level. And obviously, if you've got an incumbent person, to put them last, to give the independents and the UAP a chance to get in and get that fresh, common sense approach to politics.